Good morning, my friends. Happy Friday, the end of the week. Oh, I'm just warming up my hands a little bit. It is a little chilly, not too bad. Sun is shining out there, so should be not too bad this afternoon when I go out to the food bank. So today I'm going to work in my little mini art journal here. A few of you gave me feedback that you'd like to see me work in it, and to be honest, I haven't had the headspace to dream up a project to do today for this video other than working in my art journal. So we're just going to do the art journal. And I'm going to do something that I've been wanting to try for a long time. There's an artist I follow on Instagram. Her name is Mariko Koda with a K. And she has this style, and everything she does that I've seen is the same style, but it's really intriguing. It looks like a lot of fun. So I'm going to give it a go. Finally, going to give it a go. She always or typically works with images of people. So I found an image of a person that I think would lend itself well to this project. I'm going to skip this page and go on this page just because it's slightly bigger, like only a hair bigger, but it is bigger. So I'm going to work on this one, and I'm going to work sideways. So I am going to need to trim off a bit. Just going to kind of fold it up so I know where to cut and glue it on. And then we're going to get busy with this particular style that I find just so interesting. And it captures my love of doodling. And you're going, oh no, not doodling. I know some of you struggle with doodling, but it's, I don't know, you'll just see as we go along. I just need to fold this back a little bit so it's a bit flatter. So first up, I am just going to glue this on here. Glue stick, or I think I'll try glue stick. It's shiny, so I might need to go in with some tacky glue as well, but we'll start with this and see how we get on. So how's your week been, guys? I hope it's been a great week. Mine has been, yeah, busy. Busy and yet not. If that sounds really weird, doesn't it? So, well, how can it be busy yet not busy? Hubby's been homesick for, well, he had Monday off because for our long weekend for my birthday, just to, oops. Well, okay, I did not anticipate that. I glued it on top of this scrap that I had stamped off on, and the ink was still wet. So I have black splotches on her face now. That's all right. What I'm going to be doing to this anyway, it shouldn't be an issue. So I'm just going to kind of not mess with it. Just leave it like that, and we will work our way around it. Now, I don't want to straight copy what Mariko does. I want to do some of what she does and do some of my own interpretation, my own spin, and my own additions, shall we say. I don't want to straight copy because I think it's important that we take inspiration but don't copy. So I have these. I'll get back to the being busy soon. Have these offcuts from Patreon mail that I was making. I was cutting out some half circles with my fancy scissors, and I have these scraps left over, and I thought, could I just like collage them over somehow, the stickers. So I'm just going to peel it off. They're not super sticky, so if you are one of my mail tier patrons, I did include a note in with your mail, but if you use these, I've sent one each of these stickers to you guys. They do need a bit of glue, otherwise they're likely to just lift up. Probably not too long after you've stuck them down either, if you don't use some glue, either glue stick or tacky glue or whatever you use. otherwise they will not stay where you put them. So I thought, why not just kind of, and don't worry about what it looks like right now, because this isn't going to be the end of the story. Anyway, so as I was saying before I interrupted myself, hubby was home on Monday because that was planned, but he was also sick, so he's been home sick all week, and gone back to work today. Yay. So it hasn't been busy in terms of when he's home and not well, we do a lot of TV watching, which is fine. You know, it's a good restful activity. It's about all he was up for, and I had a touch of the cold as well, so you know, I was making the most of resting. But I still had videos to do and food bank and, you know, all that stuff. So when he did go for a nap, it meant my time was extra pressured to get done the things that I needed to get done. So that's what I mean about being busy but not. It's like, yes, there were periods of not being busy, and then there were, when I was busy, they were extra busy because I was trying to catch up and get everything done in a much shorter time frame. So there, hopefully that now explains my cryptic statement. So I'm much relieved that he's feeling well enough to go back to work, and I can have my space and my time back. And I'm out all day tomorrow, so, you know, today is my one day of that, and half a day is going to be spent with the food bank. So I've got half a day of time to myself to get things done. So still busy. Okay, so I'm just kind of laying these down just now, thinking, how do I want this one to be? Maybe I might trim it off there. And really it's because I just don't want to throw these out. I would rather use them on something. Mariko does include a bit of collage in her artwork. Usually tiny wee scraps of paper, taking colours and tearing them into little squares, like, you know, small little squares, about that sort of square, and creates new clothing and things with them. So this is kind of along those lines, but oops, how to get glue everywhere, my goodness. Do a bit of clean up. Yeah, just trying to make things my own as well. Okay, it's looking a right eyesore. I do appreciate that. It's looking like nothing much, but we will get there. Now, do I want to plug these gaps or not? I think I'm going to leave it actually, because I don't need to like put too many layers on. Most of this is going to be pen work, and I have out all my Poscas here, all the colours that I have. I have 2 sizes of white and then the rest of my colours, and we're going to do combination of colouring in and doodling and creating shapes and textures and giving her a facelift or whatever we like. So what colour would I like to start with? I'm thinking maybe this blue. So let's give it a good shake. I haven't shaken any of these in preparation, so bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to create her new hairline, and I'm going to be inspired by this scallopy edge to the stickers that I put down. And this just, to me, I don't know, it just seemed like a whole bunch of fun. Now, I may try it and decide I don't actually like doing it, or I don't like the results when I do it. This is my first time, but you never know until you try it. I just want to put a bit of paper in behind there. And I've also got to be careful I don't smear anything when the paint is wet. I might do this bit upside down. And so I'm going to come around here. And so I'm going to colour in this section all the way to the edge is going to be her here. So what else can I tell you while I'm busy colouring in? Oh gosh, feels like there hasn't been a lot going on because hubby's been homesick. I think I've already told you about my birthday and our shopping trip, because I did the haul video. If you haven't watched that, I got a couple of good bags of goodies. Getting paint onto this page doesn't worry me, because likely it will be covered up when I work on that page anyway, and it's already got ink and stuff on it. So I feel like there's nothing really to tell you about that. I think I told you about all the drama with my stepfather, did I? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I remember mentioning it. We turned up there to stay the night on the Friday, and to find they were waiting on an ambulance to arrive to take him to hospital. And it took, from the time they called the ambulance, it took over 4 hours for them to arrive. They were really under pressure, the ambulance service. So he finally got off to hospital and made comfortable, where he spent the night. At least he was on better painkillers, so that was more comfortable than he was at home, because he basically couldn't walk. He'd had a fall and was in so much pain that he was fine sitting, but every time he stood, he was just incredible pain. So he's doing a lot better now. I spoke to him on the phone a couple of days ago, I guess. And he sounded a lot chirpier, a lot happier, still in pain, but it's been managed with stronger painkillers. So hopefully he will heal okay. It gets so tough when you're older. You know, it takes so much longer to heal. And his mobility is not great at the best of times, so this is just, you know, not what he needed, not what my mum needed. She was pretty stressed by it. A lot of worry and extra discomfort on her, having to, you know, fetch and carry and try and get him to the toilet and stuff like that, which we were able to help with once we were there. So that was good. Right, so that's her new hairstyle. And I'm just roughly colouring in. I'm not worrying too much if there's streaks or gaps or anything. It's like I don't want to take forever, especially on camera. So we do have some black smears from that ink. We've also got this section here, and what I was wondering was having something coming out of her mouth, but we need to colour in the background first. So I should also mention too that Mariko does these in the magazine, so she'll just work through a whole magazine and do, I don't know if she does every page or just picks out the ones with people, but it's pretty cool. What colour in the background? Do I want to go dramatic and do black? I don't actually have black, so no, I won't be or maybe I've got these cheap markers here, so I could do black. I wonder how it will do on the shiny paper. I guess there's only one way, and this has got a bullet tip, so it might go a little bit faster. Just going to test it. It might be all right. Probably not the best thing for going around her face. Just being a bit careful around there. These are a lot cheaper than a Posca, so it's like if this works, it'll be great. So I hope you like coming along on this adventure of trying this particular art style with me. Because as I said, it's been a long time. I've been following her for years now, that I've wanted to give this a go, but kind of never made the time to give it a go. Some interesting, tricky parts to get around with her face and her hand. So the theory is, or how she achieves this, is you end up with very little of the actual original image showing. I'll go in around the fingers after I've done the background, I think, rather than, I was about to switch over to the finer point, and it's like, well, no, why not just do all the same area with the same size nib first? So it's going to be all sorts of streaky. It's okay. It's just my art journal, just giving this a test run on doing this style. I don't know if it has a name. I think it's, I've never seen anyone else do it. So I think it's her own style, her own process that she has. Right, so I will be sure to give her credit when I post the image on Instagram. So just a bit of fine work in here in the gaps. Not too worried if I cover over something, it'll be fine. Oh, bit pongy, these pens. The old alcohol-based pens. Bit whiffy. This is not the finest of points to be doing this with. But that's good enough. Good enough for me on this trial run. Let me have a wee sip of coffee. Okay, so is this dry? It's dry enough, I think. So now what colour? Now we start building up the detail on her hair. And Mariko uses a combination of long wavy lines, of short lines, of dashes. I don't know that she does a lot of dots. I can't quite remember, but I do like dots. I'm thinking maybe this raspberry would look quite nice on the blue. In fact, why don't I just test the pen on this page here? I think that could be quite fun. So what do I want to do? Because I want to give a sense of hair flowing. I think I need to work sideways actually. And I think I'm going to go from the peaks of the scallops might have to miss the odd one because they're getting a bit close together. Right, now I can switch it around. Oh, I'm liking this. Oh, I do like that. Okay, I'm very much one who likes to spin my work around, so whichever direction is most comfortable for me to work in is how I go. Some people who work just with it in the right orientation constantly, I don't know how they do it, because I cannot do that. Doesn't matter whether I'm colouring, cutting, drawing, whatever. I've got to keep shifting it around. Sorry, that's probably quite loud for you guys. I just realised I was doing it right up by the camera. So now I'm doing it out to the side. I do apologise if that was a little annoying. Okay, now I don't want to end up with this on my sleeve is actually part of what I'm just thinking about on my new hoodie. I know she does do small dots like this. Mariko, I mean. So I'm going to do some small dots. And it's basically just filling up with colour and shapes. That's basically what there is to this game. Colours and shapes. And creating new clothing, new facial features if desired, new hair. And it's probably the hair that most intrigued me, because you know there's a movement to hair, there's a flow quite often. And to create something like that seemed to me to be really fun thing to do. And so far, I am enjoying it. It's not something I could only do. I would get bored. I would totally get bored. And for all I know, she does other art as well. But just on the Instagram that I follow, she just does this. And that might be a specific style Instagram page. She might have other Instagrams for other styles. I don't know. Do not know. But it's hard enough keeping up with the social medias I have got than creating multiple accounts to do different styles. And I know some artists do, but I just haven't got that much time, my friends. And you get whatever on my Visualized NZ account. You get whatever I'm doing is what you're going to see. Is not always just about junk journaling. Sometimes I post other stuff, art or life or background stuff sometimes. So if you're on Instagram and would like to follow along with me, I'd love to have you over on Instagram. I post daily with the videos, so there's always a video for, always a post relating to videos, and then sometimes there'll be additional posts. Just depends what I'm up to and whether I remember. Okay, that's fun. She's got this lovely hair like a wave. Okay, so I was thinking of something coming out of her mouth, and I've got these little floral pieces that I picked up at Creative Junk. So just scrappy little bits. I was wondering whether they would work. I'm not sure if they will, but they're on kind of a shiny paper. Let's try a daffodil. Just cut one out to see. I don't know what they're from, like what somebody was using them for. How do I want to do this? Maybe just take the daffodil itself. Sorry, bit of fussy cutting. Coming right up. And then this bud that's opening on the side. She could be saying spring is coming. Maybe she's the spring fairy going around opening up all the daffodils. See, there I go, telling a story again. I can't help myself. Everything's a story. It's probably why I like writing. Or maybe I tell stories because I am a writer. It just seems my brain has trained in that direction. Yeah, one day I'd like to get back to doing proper writing. I don't know when though. Time. Anybody sell me some time? Cheap, of course. Has to be cheap. Cheap time. Cheap time probably means it's not time enough. So, you know, the old story, you get what you pay for. If I can't afford much, I'm not going to be able to buy much time, am I? If you could even do such a thing. Now, I'm not being very careful in this fussy cut, so I have some white bits which are going to show against the black background. But we'll just say they're backlit. You know, the sunshine's giving them a little halo around the edges. That's if I end up using it. Don't know how it will look yet. I do actually like it. I am going to put it on, my friends. Glue stick. I'm going to try glue stick and hopefully I don't pull anything off or rip it or gouge out my glue. Just being super careful, which is no guarantee that I won't end up tearing or ripping or destroying. I mean, this is, you know, make-believe. It's just fun. Doesn't have to even make sense, but I think she's the spring fairy breathing daffodils. So I think we need more. Don't you think? I do know I need to take care of my nose. The fire's dying down a bit, so it's getting a bit cooler in here. Right, here goes another one, my friends. I'll possibly just keep it to the 2 so that you're not really super bored. But it is part of the process. And I find it enjoyable. Watching it's probably not as enjoyable, but you get my sparkling conversation, such as it is, while I do it. What else have I got to tell you? I'm coming up blank, friends. Can you tell? Actually, I could go in and colour those apertures black. That might be an idea. That would save a little bit of time, I think. I am making a concerted effort to use what I got in my shopping haul. Quite often I leave it sitting in the bags for ages because it's like, oh, I got these new goodies and they're so pretty and I love them, but I don't want to use them because I've got not much, and it's like, yeah, that's no good. I need to use. So I am actually, like these flowers, just jumping in and using and not thinking too hard about it, or do I really want to use that? I'm sure there'll be the odd thing that I'll be a bit more like, don't know if I can, especially where I've only, you know, might have 1 or 2 of, but most things I've got multiple, so It's like, use them. Got them to use, so use them, and then I can go back to creative junk and get more fun bits and pieces. And that's more fun. Like, I love going there. I love finding bits and pieces. And I'm actually thinking of getting a membership. Used to have a membership as part of a group, which was great. Had that for a year, which gives you cheaper price on your bags. It saves you $5 per bag when you fill them. And I never wanted to get my own membership because it was like, I don't go often enough. And she said to me when I was there last, she said, basically 5 bags a year. If you get 5 bags a year, then it's worth it. And it's like, well, I don't think I've ever bought 5 bags a year. But I wasn't able to drive for ages. So I couldn't just like pop in there by myself and grab, you know, a bunch or a bag every now and then. Whereas now I could actually do that. And it's cheaper than I thought. It's only $25 for an individual. And yeah, this one's going to be a bit trickier. I don't know how I'm going to do gluing this. So I thought, actually, maybe I should get a membership. And then I'll have an excuse. It's like, oh, I've paid my membership. I've got to get my at least 5 bags worth in a year. As if I need an excuse to go there. But hey, it's a self-excuse, something I can tell myself to go, yeah, no, it's not just adding more stuff to the house kind of thing. I kind of want a third one, guys. Is that bad? Like, will you mind if I cut a third one? I'm just looking for a pen because I do want to go in, a fine pen, and just colour these spaces in so it melds more into the background. So this is my own spin on this process, adding these flowers in and sort of turning it into basically a story of what's happening. So your art journal, if you have never art journaled before, is a great place to experiment with things that you've seen or want to try without pressure to turn them into something wonderful, something amazing. Just to learn whether you like the technique, whether you get on with it, you know, because we see something, it doesn't mean that we actually can recreate it ourselves. Sometimes it's a lot more difficult than what we think it is. You know, or do you like the results even? You know, you might like someone else doing it, but when you do it, do you like it? Is it something you see potential in and can play with a bit more? If I put a third one, I'd like a different one. I don't know if there is a different one. I think we've just got the two different, the one with the orange center and then the one with the yellow. Oh, maybe this one's different. Is that one different? I think that one's different. Okay, going in. So I really encourage you, if you have never art journaled before, just find an old journal, make yourself one like I made this one. This is Trash Craft Tuesday. I made this. You can go look up the video if you want a little bit of inspiration. It's very quick and easy. I think I'll just do the main daffodil and the wee bud in front of it, rather than cut out all those buds. Yeah, just jump in and give it a go. It's playtime. Really, it is just playtime. Stretching your creative muscle, having a play, using perhaps some of those supplies that you've got sitting around but haven't been brave enough to use or forget to use. You know, sometimes we see somebody do something and we buy the gear and then we forget about it, or we're a bit nervous about trying it, a bit doubtful, or we just don't make the time. And yeah, that's quite often me, just not making the time. So yeah, thoroughly encourage you to just make or grab a little journal, scrap paper, whatever, and give it a go. And if you have if you do art journal but haven't for a while, like maybe I can encourage you to grab out your art journal and just start playing again. And I'd be interested to know what made you stop doing it. I mean, I know my reasons, and that's just life, and that's fine. But just to prompt you really is like, oh yeah, I haven't art journaled for ages and I really need to, and I miss it. Just going to trim off those stems a bit, otherwise it's not going to fit so well. Okay, that one there. I think that paint I put on there is going to be dry now, so use this to glue on. And maybe you might want to give this a go too. I'm having fun with it. Like I said, not something I'll do all the time, but certainly fun to play with. And another idea to add to the list of things to do when you want to do something and not sure what you want to do. This is a good one. Okay, so we have our spring fairy blowing daffodils across the land to bring on spring. I'm looking at this inky mess I made on her face with the stamp residue. I think I'm going to... I was thinking, do I give her glasses? But I'm thinking, do I want to, instead of that, do little flowers around the edge of her hair? And I think I like that idea better. Sorry, shake it away from the camera. And let's do some little flowers. Just drawing 3 petals basically. Just pondering how far I go. Like, when does one stop? I think that's looking pretty good and hasn't covered all the black, but I think I'm going to go in with some leaves. Just want that paint a bit thicker. It's a wee bit thin and patchy. And I've got an orange, so I think I'll give them orange centres once that paint's dry. I've got, what have I got? Dark green, or I've got light green or English green. I think this one's going to be the wrong green, so it leaves me with the forest green, which is probably a little dark. Little leaves here and there. One of the people that my hubby used to work with years ago just had his 50th birthday, and we sent up a present to him and his wife, because his wife's birthday was the week before mine. And we haven't seen them for a long time, because they live at the top of the North Island and we live halfway down the South Island. and it's been ages since we've talked. I would talk with him every now and then on Messenger, but haven't done that for a while. And hubby's on again, off again in terms of Facebook, so he wasn't talking with him so much. But anyway, we heard from him after he received his gift and opened it, and he wants to catch up with us at the weekend on, probably FaceTime or something. So looking forward to that, because it will be really lovely to catch up with them. Really lovely couple, and their kids are growing up. Got a little bit of something on the end of this one, little fuzz ball. I'm trying to get it off, and it's just moving it around, so I might have to get my fingers in there. Get rid of that. Okay, now I need to clean up my fingers. This is one of my newest colours, this orange. So I was going through my colours going, I've got no orange. And I really wanted an orange. So just, that yellow's not dry yet. But I just want to go in and put a dot. In the centre of the flowers. Oh, I'm liking this, my friends. What do you think? Do you think it might be something you'd give it a go, or you're like, nah, I'll give that one a pass? And that's okay. I think I want to give her red lips, like redder red lips. Sorry, again, the noise. Apologies. I'm getting into this now, aren't I? Now, this is going to be tricky on this bullet tip, trying to get in and do her lips. And I think she needs matching nail polish, don't you think? I think so. And the little pinky, just a little bit there. I'm totally getting into this now. I'm liking how it's coming together. And we're doing okay on time. I'm just wondering now about the black background, whether I want to add anything in there. What colour would I use? I don't want to compete with anything else is my issue. I've got metallic blue. Should we add some metallic blue? Why not? Here we go with the shaking again. Shake, 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 shake your booty. Don't know where that came from. Because it wasn't my booty I was shaking. Now, what do I want to do? One of the patterns that Mariko does is kind of a little sort of almost S shape, I guess. Do I want to do something like that, or would that make that too busy? I think I'm going to do dots, but random bigger dots. And the metallic blue. Fun, guys, really fun. I'm so glad I finally got to give it a go. Made time for it. Maybe do some that go off the page a little. Now it's like the point I keep filling in the gaps. Where do I stop? Okay, I'm going to call that good. Now I'm thinking, do I want to go in and do little dots in between those? Same pen, different pen, not at all. Options. I think maybe I'm actually going to call that good because I really like how that looks, and I'm at the risk of now sending it down a path that I no longer enjoy. What I am wondering is are they dry? Whoops, I just put my finger on one of the metallic blue dots. The flowers are dry. So I think what I would like to do is outline these flowers. I don't know, wise decision or not, I'm going to go with it. And I probably shouldn't be using this pen because Sharpies don't like acrylic paint, and that's what a Posca is. A Posca is acrylic paint in pen form. So hopefully I don't wreck my pen here. But oh well. Seems to be doing okay. Fortunately, I'm running up against some of the textures from the stickers underneath. So you're like, well, you just painted all over top of those stickers. What was the point? Well, really, it inspired me with giving the direction of the hair and following that scallop line. I could have done the same thing without the stickers, but I've used some of my sticker offcuts. So not a bad thing. I think it's fine. I really like that. I really, really like that. I'm thinking, do I want to do... No, I'm going to leave it just around her face, like a crown or a headband of flowers. I'm happy. I'm happy, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me for this art journal play. What do you think? I'd really love your feedback on, one, whether this is something you might want to try. Two, whether you art journal or not, whether you've ever art journaled or not, and whether you're keen to give art journaling a go. And three, whether you want to see more. So answer all of the questions, answer one of them, I don't mind. Just I'd appreciate your feedback. Have a great weekend, friends, and I will be back again tomorrow with the Marguerite Miller Collage Challenge, and then I'll see you again Monday. Join me then. We'll have some fun together. Take care. Bye-bye.